high school chemistry lab, the gas just bubbles up to the surface because the gas is lighter than the water, and therefore it goes up. Gas is not lighter than liquid in space because gas doesn't have any weight and liquid doesn't have any weight. So you produce gas bubbles and they just sit there. And what we generally do is we centrifuge it. So you spin it all around and the liquid being denser, it doesn't weigh anymore, but it still has mass. So it's denser and it goes to the outside and you can then separate the liquid from the gas.
The hydrogen gets thrown away, gets into space, and the oxygen is used for the ISS test flight.
There's enough capacity on board to generate 5 to 20 pounds of oxygen a day. More than enough for the crew. In the extreme environment of space, making air is just the first challenge. The ISS has to keep it, but it's under constant threat of a breach in its hull.
There is so much space junk up there now.
There's the potential for it to puncture the outer wall of the space station.
I was taking pictures out one of the windows, and it was a nice clear window. I came back sometime later to take another picture, and there was a great big ding in the window about a 5/8 of an inch in diameter from a micrometeorite impact. And we had to take pictures, close-up pictures, send it down to the ground, and it had to be analyzed to see whether it was going to be a threat when we entered.
If you pop a hole in a space station, the atmosphere is going to be very, very thick.
No atmosphere means no oxygen, and the consequences of that are obvious. So how does the ISS deal with the threat of colliding with meteorites? The International Space Station is the largest man-made object that's ever orbited the Earth. And it's racing around our planet at 5 miles a second. But on board, that's hard to appreciate.
How do we sense speed if you're in a car, for instance? You have the road noise, you have the wind going by your billboards or trees going by your window. That exists in space. The only way you get a visceral sense of how fast I was going is, you're going over the Pacific Ocean, and then 10 minutes later you fly over New York, and then 10 minutes after that you're flying over London.
If the ISS was orbiting closer to Earth, we'd all see how terrifying its speed is. It would cross the U.S. from coast to coast in just 10 minutes, lapping the Earth more than 5,500 times a year.
It's actually traveling at 26,000 kilometers per hour, or 17,500 miles per hour, so definitely be breaking the speed limit, right?
Speed on Earth can be incredibly dangerous, but in space, at the velocity the ISS travels, the consequences of a collision can be off the scale catastrophic.
Space debris is going by you at about 5 miles a second, so if there's a big piece of debris that happens to have your number on it, it's moving so fast, you'd never see it.
March 23rd, 2012. Mission Control radios the crew.
You go through and you close every single house.